Welcome back to the podcast, guys. What were we talking about? We were talking about something before we started.
How I was going to clean your house for money.
Yeah. So my house cleaners are really bad. That sounds so bougie to be like, my house cleaners are so bad.
Yeah.
Cory and I live in a house we don't clean, okay? So we hire people to do it. It's not that expensive. It's like $160 when they come in and do it.
You can walk on our floor and your socks will not get dirty.
Yeah, my mom said that my socks are dirty. And the reason is because, I'm not showing the camera. The reason is because they do a bad job at cleaning the floor. So if you're watching cleaners, I think they know that we're YouTubers.
And that is why I clean my own floors.
Exactly.
You get down.
I'll clean your floors for $160.
Why don't you get like
Deal.
a steam mop?
Claudia, I understand.
Steam
I mean,
mop.
Claudia still cleans her own floors, but she also has cleaners. But I understand having cleaners for a massive house like that because dust will build up in the rooms that aren't constantly getting used. But
I will clean your floors for a dinner.
Deal.
Okay.
Yeah, but that will
Will you
only
actually?
last so long.
Yeah.
You wear shoes in the house and stuff.
Yeah, you can't wear shoes after I clean.
I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as it's not dirty. Like, they do not clean the floor. I think they get old water from other homes that they
Don't
clean
do that,
prior,
Brandon.
bring it in.
No,
and then
they
use
don't.
it. How is it that dirty? It's so
Because
dirty.
you
Okay,
have
because
to,
if you
want
aren't
your
wearing
floor,
shoes-
if you want your floor to actually be clean, you need to get like a steam mop, something that like disinfects and actually gets all the dirt off.
No, I can clean it without
Because you
that.
can easily go wipe once over and it's still not going to be clean, especially if you've been wearing shoes
No,
on it for the
I would
last...
just get a clean bucket of water and soap and I would get on my hands and knees and clean it. And then I would know it would be done right.
It's wood, though. I
Why
if
don't
can
you-
do
I know,
something
but you can
else.
still scrub
You should
that.
invest
But then,
in. They have robot mops now, like the little round ones that like have a dock, and you just literally like,
oh my God, just
Yeah.
do it yourself.
and it will mop your house.
I don't trust
I'm
things
saving
like
up.
that.
I'm saving
yeah,
up
they're
for...
probably like $600.
I had a robot
What'd you say,
vacuum
Connie?
and it was horrible.
robot vacuum. I'm saving up for a real robot that can do all of it.
I'm saving up.
Okay.
Yeah, me
Who watched
too.
the Megan Fox movie with the robots?
Me,
I want to
me,
get one of
me.
those. Not the Megan Fox one. I have a girlfriend, but
You-
like a
Yeah, that
one that
movie
can
was
do
soft-
anything.
that-
That is going to be a while.
That movie was softcore porn.
It was. That
fully
movie's literally
soft-
just.
God, every time I catch up with something that you tell me to watch, you guys are onto something new that I haven't watched.
You would probably like this. It's a cheesy movie. You kind of like the cheesy movies. And as Megan
Brandon,
Fox, you like Megan Fox.
Did you?
I like
What did
Megan
you end up
Fox.
watching last night?
Beetlejuice, which is actually
Why
really
did you say it twice?
because that's what it's
That's the
called.
name
It's
of
the
it.
new one. No, Kate and I watched the original
Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice. Yeah, I always heard about Beetlejuice, but I never watched it. So we watched the one from '89, and I was like, "This is pretty good for being a movie from '89." And they like remastered the whole thing, so it looks pretty good. And then because we wanted to watch that one before we watched the new one, and then we watched the new one. It's pretty entertaining. It's entertaining.
I mean,
We
it's
started
Jenna
watching
Ortega.
Tell Me Lies.
It's Jenna Ortega.
She wasn't
and,
the entertaining part.
What's her face?
I'm gonna make it clear here. Jenna Ortega wasn't the entertaining part. So
For you,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm just with you, Candy. So yeah, Michael Keaton's in it. He was a pervert in the first one. So this just shows how the times have changed. Like he would grab girls' asses. Like Beetlejuice would grab girls' asses. He was a super pervert. He wanted to marry an underage girl the entire movie. Right? This was the entire plot of the movie. And then in the new one, they toned him down so much. He was on cocaine in the first one. He seemed like he was on cocaine, going crazy, doing like perverted shit. And then in the new one, he's like a lot more calm. And instead of like grabbing girls' butts, he just like kind of glances at them and makes a weird face. So they like toned his perviness down a lot.
Oh,
with
you
the
know what we
times.
watched? Wonka.
Oh, you did.
Oh yeah, Wonka's good.
Wonka. So what is that? Like before he actually got
Yeah.
the factory?
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah,
I
it was a
liked
cool movie.
Yeah, I thought it was
watch
good.
Beetlejuice. You would like it.
Brandon,
I
did
think
you?
I saw the
I mean, you definitely
new
don't know
one.
this,
first one.
But in in Washington Square Park in Manhattan, they had a Timothée Chalamet lookalike contest, and like hundreds.
did?
I mean,
Was he-
I wasn't there, so I don't actually know what it was. I just saw like a couple videos, but Timothée Chalamet ended up actually showing up and like
Oh,
took
really?
a picture with like the two biggest, and they looked so much like him. It was bizarre. I'm like, how many?
They probably
how is
looked
it
more-
possible? They did,
Right?
because he had short hair for like a role he's doing. So the one that ended up winning, I think it was, actually looked more like him than himself.
Right. I was going to
But
say more
it's-
like
Yeah, there
him.
was some.
funny.
I like literally didn't know who was him and who wasn't him.
You should have went there, Candy.
It was a YouTuber that set it all up.
Yeah,
I don't have it.
Candy should have went there. It sounds like there's a lot of eligible bachelors. Like 100 Timothée Chalamets, Kennedy. Oh my God, that's like better than Tinder.
First of all, that was 19-year-old me that had an obsession with him. now 20.
I think I have more of an obsession with him than Kendi has now.
You definitely do.
I think Kendi's moved on. He's in all the good movies. Yeah. That's what I want for Christmas, a Timothée Chalamet shirt.
Well, Brandon,
Says I love Tim.
Done.
I still want you to watch the movie I told you to watch.
I forget what the name was. I was trying to figure it out and tell Kate yesterday. What was it? Today's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. This is a time of year where we should all be thankful for somebody in our lives. I am thankful for my mom right here, sitting right next to me. But there is another person we don't get to thank enough. Ourselves. It's sometimes hard to remind ourselves that we're trying our best to make sense of this crazy world, and it isn't easy. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people in your life, including yourself. Okay, Mom, how do you think you've benefited from therapy?
I think I benefited a lot from it because I have somebody to talk to, and it's important to vent. And I know that my family members don't necessarily want to hear me vent about all my problems.
For somebody who feels a bit lost or is struggling in the crazy world that we live in today, how do you think therapy can help them?
I think it can help make their mind feel stronger, and it could take the chaotic feeling that somebody's having and organize it. Almost like a filing cabinet in a way, if that makes sense.
Therapy is helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it's not just for people who experience some sort of trauma, it's for everyone. Well, if you're thinking about starting therapy and you don't know where to look, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suitable to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/WalshWorld to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/WalshWorld to get 10% off your first month.
It's on Hulu. It's called Dinner in America. And it's like, it is kind of, I mean, to other people might be like a little bit of a weird movie, but it's really not weird. I just literally loved it so much and couldn't stop thinking about it. And it made me so emotional, made me feel like super seen. And it was just one of the best movies.
Do you think it'll make me cry?
Oh
Do you
yeah,
think it'll make me cry?
I was crying. No, it wasn't even sad. Sometimes I just cry when things happen in movies, just because it's
like happy. It's like happy cry.
Yeah, it's not even like happy cry. It's just sometimes things just make me emotional, and the way that comes out is crying.
You get that from Mom.
Probably.
I am more emotional than Mom.
Sorry.
No, Mom's hardened like a rock.
I know. Mom used to get way
You
more
don't cry
emotional.
anymore at all, man. You like shifted a
It
lot.
depends
Actually,
on
I
the
do.
day.
No, it depends on, like, we'll watch TV, and I think I cried from something on Wonka.
You
Like, I got a little teary-eyed.
Oh, yeah,
I
but
can't
you
remember
didn't
what it
start
was.
bawling.
Well, you get teary-eyed a lot.
It was either
you get
that or-
teary-eyed a lot, but
yeah.
like, I don't know. I feel like I was practicing. I was just like improvising my wedding speech the other day in the shower, and literally just practicing that.
You already wrote this?
No, I didn't write anything. I was just practicing. I was just improvising, like. Seeing
And she
where
probably already started crying.
I was seeing where my brain would take me, and I was thinking in the speech, so I was like, I've literally started like tearing up / crying just talking to Claudia and Jesse about how much I love them, like. Like doing it in front of people while they're sitting there watching, like dressed like they just got married is. I'm gonna really have to.
Have you given a public speech before?
No, and that's the other thing is I don't like. I mean, I don't want to say I don't like speaking in front of people, but it's just easy for myself to get in my head when I know a lot of people are listening to me, and I'll start hearing a voice that's like, "Well, don't up," and
And then
Well, you know what
But-
fixes that? If you have like 3 shots of tequila,
Right.
you'll be good.
Yeah, that I will
you
be
can just
doing.
pretend you're in the shower at that point.
Well, no, because then you won't remember it enough.
No, because I'm just
Right.
gonna practice it so much and treat it like a monologue. Like I'm gonna treat it like an
Oh.
acting thing.
So
But
we'll
it's
know
also
you're
gonna be-
faking it then.
No, I'm not gonna be faking it, but I want it to feel
I'm kidding.
real and emotional. It's gonna be beautiful and it's gonna be magical.
We'll see about that.
And it's
Are
gonna
you gonna have a speech?
top yours.
Am I gonna have a speech?
Of course he is.
I might. We'll see. We'll see if I have a speech.
Well, you are the reason that me and Jesse met. So
that is true.
Shut up, that's so cute. Mom, are you gonna have a speech?
Yeah. I'll just
Am I
replay.
supposed to?
Jesus, we're gonna have like 10
Am I
fucking
supposed to? I'll
speeches.
just be like,
Oh my god, I didn't even.
congratulations, let's all do a shot.
I
No,
didn't even think.
Yeah.
that's
about-
not a speech.
Don't worry.
Do you want me to
Claudia.
do a speech?
My speech
It's
will
up to
give you
you.
everything.
It's up to
wanna do
you.
one.
I
even
didn't
think about
the
what?
fact that Brandon literally set Claudia and Jesse up. Like you are fully responsible.
Yeah,
for
as
their
a fucking
shit.
joke. As a
You are-
joke.
That's just crazy. Like you're. They wouldn't have
That's
met
just
without
a
you.
show. When you least expect it, expect it.
Ugh, and that's just
Yeah.
another part of the beautiful story. I just like it's,
Well, the
it's so
funny part
hard for
is
me- it's so hard for
Yeah,
me
go ahead.
to get like my thoughts into the correct words, especially when it's something that I feel so strongly about. And I love you guys so much as a couple that it's just like hard.
I have an idea. What if you did like an interpretive dance
I've thought
for
about
their
it.
love
No, I
that
literally-
represents their love for each other? Can you imagine Kenny doing that at your wedding?
I think I would
think I would start
literally.
crying of laughter.
I would be like, someone put some different music on.
She's
Shut
like-
this
No,
She's
she
down.
would
like
start
this
doing the
to
OA
represent their love.
moves.
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah.
the OAs and just like.
That would be like a bridesmaid scene.
Yeah, that would.
Where
That would be
she
hilarious.
starts speaking in
No,
Spanish.
it'd be really funny if she started doing it and then everyone else started doing it.
Oh yeah, that would be
Like it was
funny.
planned.
What I wanted to do is I wanted to ask Jesse if he wants to choreograph a dance with me for us to perform together
That would be funny.
to a falling
I
in
thought we
reverse.
were all supposed to do that.
Yeah, the entire wedding will just turn into like a
flash
like a
mob.
Broadway play.
I want to do a flash
No,
mob
everyone-
so bad.
Everyone can do their own personal flash mob when the reception happens.
Personal flash mob?
I just mean like do it on your own time.
Do whatever the you want. She basically said, "Do whatever the you want." I just want the ceremony first.
Well, no, I just want the music to be playing. Like, I don't know. I've been to weddings where it's like everything is like a constant, like, first there's this, then there's the bride and groom play games, and the bride and groom do a dance. And I'm like, no one wants to sit there and watch this like some production. Like, everyone wants to have fun and party and eat and drink. And like, I feel like it can take away, like, you only have so many hours. So
Yeah.
you don't want to spend it like doing all these like production things that like,
Rituals.
Well, some people like to fixate on the bride and groom and not
I
have
guess,
the attention
but
on them and
length-
worry about it.
What do you think the perfect length of a speech is?
probably like
For
2
a wedding.
minutes.
As short as possible.
2 minutes. Not even.
No,
five.
Yeah.
it's 2 minutes.
If you can
Well,
get it out in
people-
20 seconds, then go for 20.
I don't know. I feel like my own vows are probably less than a
God,
minute.
do you know how many weddings I've been to where I'm just like, oh my God, get it over with already?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Not
That's
saying
why
that I would be like that to you.
No.
I just feel like because the
First of all, a
Go
good
ahead.
speech wouldn't feel like more than 2 minutes.
Right.
But it can,
Yeah.
it can be more than 2 minutes. My whole goal with my speech has been to not bore people and to keep
Well, then
it
you gotta make
fun.
it
You
funny.
just have to be like
Yeah.
an epic storyteller then.
No, I want it to be funny. I want it to feel like a stand-up comedy bit with also little emotional things intertwined. I'm not going to give too much away. I don't even have anything.
put it this way: if you're reading it at full speed, it should be 2 minutes. If you're reading it with emotion
full
and stuff,
speed.
then
By
you can
that.
have 5.
I'm not
Then
going.
you can
I'm
have
not
5
giving myself
minutes.
a time length.
What do you mean full speed?
Huh? I just
Full
mean like
speed
the
ahead.
whole
It
pair
should
thing
be
on its
whatever
own.
length.
Like, you know when you play a YouTube video at like 2 times speed? Make it like that.
That's what I was picturing. I'm picturing Claudia when she reads paragraphs. She's like speed
Well,
reading.
I definitely.
I mean,
would
I
say
read pretty
I'm
fast.
The most emotional one, and also I'm Claudia's only sister, and that's beautiful and special.
There could be another one out there. We're not
I
sure.
was just gonna say that.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Why would you say that, Mom?
We could have a half sibling.
I
Well,
know.
Mom didn't have any
To-
more kids,
to-
but
to
dad
be
might
silly.
have
True,
some.
true.
It's possible.
Dad does not
Dad
have
might
any.
have like I was thinking about this. If
No, it
dad
doesn't.
had a kid when he was like 18 or like 19
What
or
if the
something,
woman never told him?
That-
They would have found him
that would
by
be like
now.
a 40-some-year-old kid, older maybe. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Can you imagine dad's old enough to have a 40-some-year-old kid?
You
He
never
was
know.
he was responsible. He wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's easy for someone to
know.
just not tell him, and he would never find out if he didn't follow up with that person.
That would be so cool to find out that you have like an older sibling. I think it'd be cool.
I would have no
Yeah.
interest
Maybe
in
for
knowing
you,
them.
Brandon, but I have 2
Really?
of those. I don't want any more.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
your
It's just like
blood.
to me, it doesn't matter if they're blood. They're a stranger. Like
Yeah, I agree.
Still, I mean, there's so many people that like
There's
find
someone
out
that
their
I-
brother and sisters.
Okay, well, if they're like
and
a
they have
crackhead or
them.
something, then I'd probably be like, yeah, I don't want to. I'm good.
I don't know. I just like wouldn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have my brother and my sister. I don't need another side.
Claudia's
know.
very
That's why
territorial. She's like, we don't need any
I
more.
feel so lucky because I have 1 brother, 1 sister, and that's honestly all you need.
We also had Alex and Michael growing up too. So
I was
they
just
were
gonna
basically
say-
they were basically our siblings.
Yeah,
As I
but
say, Brandon, you're the only
they're
one that
not
didn't get the
blood.
best of both worlds.
Yeah,
You didn't
but
have a
still.
brother.
Yeah, but I like being the oldest sibling.
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
I'm
want
saying you
somebody
didn't have
older.
a brother. You had 2 sisters. We both have a brother
I don't
and
know
a
if
sister.
I would. I don't care. I don't think I would want one. I had Alex and Michael, and I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah.
They technically were like brothers.
I'm just
so.
happy I didn't have a sibling who's like an absolute degenerate.
Meaning,
Why'd you look at them like that?
I'm not doing anything. I'm not calling anybody
what do you
anything.
mean by
What?
degenerate?
She side-eyed you when I
He
said
is
that.
such a liar. Oh my god.
I'm the most non-degenerate
Yeah,
one
I
out of
would
the 3 of us.
Claudia's by
I didn't
far
look
the
at
most
you.
normal.
Maybe
I
back
look at
in
you.
the
I looked in the
day.
air.
Oh, or was that a look towards me? Are you trying to say that I am?
I mean,
No-
I was
none of
probably
you
a
are.
degenerate in high school, but I'm not that
I've been
person
None of you
anymore.
are.
I've been thinking a lot lately about how if I didn't have Claudia as an older sister, I would probably be a lot weirder and a lot less palatable. Because
I
More
don't
than you
know
are
about
now.
that.
okay, I'm not externally. I feel like I'm there, like look very normal. Like no one would look at me and suspect, anything.
If I walked by you in New York, I would be like, "Whoa, something's going on
You
there.
wouldn't. No, you
Something's
wouldn't.
going on there."
No, you wouldn't.
She's hiding somebody in her closet.
She's hiding something under those bangs.
Yep. Lift up them bangs. What's under there?
A 10 head.
No,
That's
but,
why you moved to New York, so you can blend in because
No.
it's like just a random pool of people.
I mean, yeah, that's
Hide your
literally
weirdness.
True. It literally makes you feel like
Kenny, for a Halloween costume, you should have drawn another pair of eyes under your bang to match
idea.
your
That's
eyes.
just the alien
You look like a
costume.
spider.
Oh yeah,
actually a
spider.
good
You could have been a
idea.
spider.
That would have been cool, but that would have taken forever.
And then what would she do? She'd have to lift her bangs up.
No, you
all
just
the
like
time.
let people
Yeah.
see them through, like when your bangs kind of like part.
Spider's pretty sick. Do that next year.
I'm
No.
over Halloween. I'm on to
I could
what's
see
next.
Brandon
we're on to
being
the-
a beetle.
Why? Because like was talking about Beetlejuice. I should have been Beetlejuice. I that up. I should have watched that movie before.
Wait, what? Oh no, this was a show. I was watching this show where people, there's like a whole other race of people. It's a period show, but it's like kind of not that serious. And there's a whole race of people called the Ethians that turn into animals. And they
Oh my god, I don't
it's like
like that.
Animorphs.
Yeah, I know which one it is.
Remember that
Are you
book?
talking about My Lady Jane?
Yeah, I do remember that,
That
book.
book was
No.
sick.
I remember it was like a
It's a series where
I know
where
which
the-
one you're talking
yeah. There
about.
was
You
like an
remember
alligator one. There was like an
Mom.
ape one.
We read those when we were homeschooled.
Yeah, and it would
The
show
cover
like
was
the
a human-
progress of
and it
them
would, like,
turning from an
change
animal.
to an animal. God, those books. Dude, that brings back memories. We would go to the
kinda
library
don't
and
remember
they
them.
had like a kids section, and they had those
Yeah.
books, Harry Potter, like all the like the Captain Underpants ones.
Oh wait,
like
and
all the-
each one was a different
Well,
one, right?
yeah, it was like a different
my
story.
point was that
yeah.
one guy, basically, as there is with every fantasy story, they're trying to wipe out this race because it's not just solid human. And so there's one of these Ethians in a prison, and he turns in, or like to force them to turn into their animal, whatever. They cause them like it can be caused by intense fear or pain, and that's what causes them to change. And this guy turns into a f***ing grasshopper and gets squished.
that's f***ed up. Wait, can some people turn into actual like
Yeah,
predators?
one guy turns into a bear and starts f***ing everybody up.
Oh, can you imagine if that was like a power and you get stuck with the grasshopper one?
Yeah, and then the
You're
main
useless.
guy who's like
Huh?
who's like a prince turns
Yeah, but easily smashed.
the main guy who's a prince
Sorry.
turns into a horse during the day, and he's human by night.
Mm.
And I was like, yeah, that would suck, but also for a little while it would be really fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be a horse for some reason.
I'd love to be a
No.
horse.
Be able to run really fast.
I'd want to be something that can
Yeah.
eat people.
Same, actually.
Eat, like what?
a werewolf.
A lion.
But horses can kick people.
Lion? You know, lions are actually extremely lazy most of the day.
You know that
Yeah, they're cats.
Yeah, they're
there's
like cats.
a dog, it's called a Cane Corso, that has a stronger bite force than a lion does.
What?
I'm getting
It's like
that dog.
700 or something, and a lion is like
Oh, that's so scary.
200 or 500.
What's an alligator's?
I don't remember.
5,000.
I don't know. I have to
don't
look it up. Also, did you guys hear about like that squirrel and the
Squirrel the raccoon.
yeah, it's so sad.
What?
Don't even tell me what.
Don't. If it's
So
sad,
basically-
I don't want to know.
I know.
This guy and his wife, I think it's his wife, they own like a rescue, and the rescue was started because of this squirrel that they basically like domesticated, and they had him for 7 years, and someone, I guess, either lied or maybe it did happen, I have no idea, and said that they were bit by like one of their animals. They also had a raccoon that had domesticated, like these were their animals from their rescue that they would lived inside with them. And basically like police came and took both of the animals away and killed them
Oh,
because
that's disgusting.
yeah, like apparently like 4 judges or something signed off on this thing that's
Tested for rabies, and you can't do it without killing the animal.
yeah, you can't test for rabies unless you kill the animals. So they killed them and tested them for rabies, and
And
of
they were-
course they were negative.
Of course.
And this couple is now like devastated because I mean it's literally like
suing?
someone taking
Can
your
you sue
animals
for that?
away. I don't know what they're doing. It's getting like a lot of media attention, so hopefully something comes of it because that's literally horrible.
It's just how are those people able to live with
But
themselves?
you know
Like
what's
that's
even
really
more fucked
f***ing
is
disgusting.
the fact that you can domesticate a squirrel, and squirrels are like the number one animal you see dead on the side of the road.
I know.
It just makes me so sad for them.
It makes me really sad for them.
Wait, so do you care more about animals once they're domesticated?
No, I care about all animals. Always. I would never kill an animal like that.
I just find it interesting how those kind of stories blow up because they're like emotional and they're tied to domesticated animals and people's emotions. But then like everyone ignores like slaughterhouses and stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Well,
talk
that's
about
sad
it,
too.
which is at scale is worse.
Well, I think
Yeah, it's terrible.
also- I mean, that's just like a huge.
That's a huge issue.
But I'm just saying ones that are tied to people's emotions get more attention.
Well,
I
duh,
know.
because you're seeing this very.
But also
specific-
these
The story with the squirrel was purposeless. Like they just got killed for no reason.
I understand.
yeah,
but-
like someone came in their house and stole their animal, their pet.
No, I was just making an observation that
It's just
people are
really-
drawn
it's
to
really
stories
easy.
rather than actual.
Yes, but it's really easy to separate the fact that like when you're eating meat, you're not seeing
Yeah.
where it came from. So it's easy to separate like, oh, this isn't from an animal, even though you like know it is. You know what I mean?
Every
Yeah.
time I take a bite of meat, unfortunately, I think of something of where it comes from. I'm like, do I really have to eat this?
Well, you don't really have to eat it.
But then what am I going to eat?
Well, I've
Like,
always thought about this. Like,
gotten a lot of
imagine
fish,
in order
but-
to eat meat, you actually had to like kill the animal yourself.
Yeah, I would never eat
I
meat.
would never eat it.
Most people would probably just stop entirely.
Probably.
Because it's abstracted.
Listen,
people
I
are like,
would
don't
love
care.
to not eat meat, but when you're raised eating meat, I feel like it's so much more difficult to give up that lifestyle. Basically, like you have to be dedicated and willing to
agree.
find like all the alternatives of
Well,
protein.
there are
and-
also some people who can only eat things like meat. Otherwise,
exactly. I was
they're-
going to
They have
say
health
there's some
issues.
people that need to consume animal products for their diets, for dietary issues, for health issues. Like there's girls with PCOS that eating animal products helps their PCOS. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's just
I
so
just
many-
think that there's a much more humane way to
obviously there's a much more
for
humane
that
way
process
to do,
than what exists.
there's a much more humane way to do literally everything in this world.
Yeah, people just ignore it because it is abstracted, and you just go into a store and it just feels like another item.
Exactly.
yeah, doesn't feel like you're eating.
But that
an
doesn't mean
animal.
it's not like I feel like at some point in the future that will just utterly change. Whether it's
Utterly.
bioengineered
Get
meat
it?
or whatever
Utter-
the it is. You just
That's just where my mind went.
Okay, let's change the subject.
Please. I'm not going to
Um,
end up eating today.
oh, more holidays are coming.
That's your
Halloween's
subject
over.
change.
Well, yeah, because I saw Claudia already has a tree up
She
and
has-
it's
yeah.
November.
Claudia
What's
does
up?
it
And
early.
it's
Can
November.
we stop talking every year about how Claudia has her decorations up early when it's only November 1st. Like, it's going to continue to happen. So just stop saying something about it.
It seems to get earlier and earlier. Why don't you even take the tree down?
Where's
Just
your
leave it
tree,
up all
Kelly?
Yes,
year.
but the thing is, it's November. First of all, if the stores can put out their Christmas decorations, why the can't I
True.
put up
They
my
have
tree?
gotten an
And
app.
also,
They do
apparently,
do
studies
that.
show that people that put their Christmas decor up earlier are happier people overall. So
Yeah, that makes
let
sense.
me have my joy.
Anyone who's doing that is doing it because it brings them joy. So that's why I don't understand
Yes,
why
I
people
love
are
it.
like, why are you putting your Christmas tree up? It's only November. Like, shut up. Who cares?
Hey, I'm not against it. I have pumpkins in my house.
Yeah,
That's
What does that have to do with anything?
It's decorations.
Yes, but that fits into fall and Halloween.
Well, I'll have to get rid of it. What do you put as Christmas
not true.
decorations? I'm
Pumpkins
not
can
going to
be
put
for
up a tree. That's
we
too
don't
much
put
work.
anything up.
Pumpkins are
You know
for
why-
Thanksgiving. They're not
you know
for
why
Christmas.
I just don't want to put up a tree. When I was younger, Dad at the in November would say, "Go downstairs and get the tree," and I would have to crawl in the dusty ass basement, find this tree, take it out, and then set the whole thing up. And then the girls would like put the bulbs on, but I had to do all the manual
Bulbs?
labor
Why wouldn't you just tell him no?
because that
think
wasn't
about-
an option.
Mom, did you really just ask that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I was curious to see what he would say.
I was gonna say something, but I
wasn't
feel
That
like
made me
it's not
hate
something
putting
to
up
talk about.
trees.
As
Bet it
children.
Oh God.
God, I would never do that. I'd be the one crawling down there doing it. And I'd have to be the one cleaning it up.
At least it wasn't
Yeah, well,
like
that's
real
why we
trees. The
liked your
pines
house
fall
better.
everywhere.
Yeah, because I made you do nothing.
I feel like dad made it unfun. I'm surprised I love it as much as I do because he like made it not fun.
Yeah, he made it like a job.
Yeah.
It's like go do it, and it's like why do we have
But
to put
also
it up?
like it's my own tree. I decorate how I want. Like this year my tree
It's really
has
pretty.
pink bows all over it because that's what I wanted and that's what I got.
He could have made it fun though. He could have been like, we'll do like a competition. You each get like a section of the tree. Whoever decorates it the
Are
best
you
gets like
kidding?
$100.
He
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
do
in
that.
reality, it's dad.
That would have
He
made
would
me be
not
like,
do
okay,
that.
I'm down then.
I
Let's do
know,
it.
but he would not have done that.
I tried to get him to make homeschooling more fun with me, and he wanted nothing to do with
Yeah,
it. You think he's going to do that with a tree?
Dude, I can't imagine being with someone like that.
No way. The only thing he did, I have to give him this. He did help us build like a hovercraft,
Oh, that was sick.
which
Yeah,
was
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But he liked it. It interested him, so he did that.
Yeah, when we did homeschooling, there would be these
That was actually
science
sick
fairs.
because it worked.
Yeah, it
Well,
did
there would
work.
be these science fairs. One year, the first year, I think we did one with like, it was like bananas or something. And it's like, remember if you put them
Oh,
in the fridge, they
yeah,
rot
that was
faster.
cool.
That was
Are
like,
you
yeah.
are you
did-
sure you're not blending together regular
No,
our
no, no.
school
You might
science
have.
No,
fair?
that was homeschooling.
I did that for the school science fair one.
Do you remember
probably
the
did same
tornado
thing.
in a
It's like
box?
a common one. Yeah, there was Dad built this. That
Like
did help
wooden
out
box.
with that.
Yeah.
I think he just likes building or something. Dad helped build this giant clear box. And I don't know how it worked, but it would create like a tornado inside of it.
Yeah, we did like a hot pot underneath, and then a pot of water, which created steam, and then each side corner of the boxes had a slit of air in it, and then it would release at the top, so it showed how it swirled, and it actually swirled.
Yeah, like
but we almost
simulated-
burned the church down.
Are you done?
Remember that? Because it
Wait,
started
that's
burning
actually
the
crazy
wood.
that you figured. How did you figure that out?
I looked it up, and I did research
In
on
what,
it.
a book?
We did research on it. Yeah,
Did they have
how
Google then?
tornadoes. Huh?
Did you Google
No,
it?
they didn't
No,
have
they didn't have
Google.
that.
Wait,
Oh, wait a minute.
There
Yes,
was
they
Google
did.
when I was a kid.
They had a computer.
Yeah, you probably Googled it.
Maybe I might have.
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
was,
but how was there anything online? I feel like I don't know. Nowadays
there
you could
was
easily
still
find it,
stuff
but
online.
Yeah, there was information.
But yeah,
Where
it
can you
created
go?
this giant tornado. And then the other
It
one we
was
did was
so
a hovercraft.
cool.
You take a leaf blower.
That
you take a
I
piece of wood
remember.
That
with
was
like
awesome.
a lining on the bottom of it, and you take a leaf blower and you shove it into the top, and then you stand on it, and it would blow up the bottom, and
literally
there was little
hover.
pinholes
Yeah.
in the lining at the bottom of it, and you would be able to drive it around.
Which is really interesting because it just goes to show how like the future, now they have those things that float like above the water and stuff.
Well,
yeah, but
they
I'm
have.
honestly surprised there isn't more. Like they haven't come out with, I guess there's like so many safety precautions, but like actual little hovercrafts that like people can buy for their kids. Like how there's like,
So they don't have them for kids, but there are ones that you can drive in the water and then go off land. They're giant hovercrafts.
wow.
They're not practical.
Like why are in our
Yeah, it's
cars
cool.
hovercrafts?
Because it would be too slow, and we're just locked into using tires.
Okay, I have something. Change the subject.
It's never going to
Listen,
change.
What do you think about if you had kids right now? They're changing some thing on Instagram or AI is doing, it's going to run through kids' phones and see whether they're underage or not. And it's going to immediately restrict the account to an underage account because kids are trying.
that's
They're
fine.
over 18. Do you think that's good? Do you like that?
I mean,
I
yeah,
think it
as
should be
long
like
as
16 though.
So wait,
16?
under 18,
Yeah.
it's going to restrict their account to not
Yes.
see certain things?
Yeah. Or certain ages. I think
that's
it's going to
fine. You're
have
not-
like.
you're not, like,
I don't
fully
trust
a full
AI
adult.
to
That just, yeah.
decide that.
No. I mean, I wouldn't like leave it up to AI. I would leave it up to myself
Yeah,
to
you can
decide that.
I don't
for
know.
my
AI
kid.
does some pretty
Okay, so-
nifty things.
So would you be okay with your kid having free internet access? Free range where they could just be
No.
like search like big booty bitches naked?
Absolutely not.
And go behind your back and create an account that seems like it's older than they are.
So wouldn't you rather it just be completely like
I did
automated
shit like
out for
that.
you so you don't have to
See,
like
this is
stand
why
over
I
their
don't want
shoulder?
to have a kid, because kids can hide things from you so easily. Mom would have
Yeah,
never,
they can.
I was such a good kid. I didn't do anything bad. Mom never would have known that I was 12 talking to like who even
People in
knows?
chat roulette.
Chat
No, I would have
roulette,
been
a
upset with
mingle.
that.
Okay,
Chat
well-
roulette was a huge thing back then.
Well, here's another good example. You know how Netflix is like Netflix Kids or whatever it is, where it just blocks them from watching certain things so they can still have control over
Yeah.
what they're watching, but you know they're not going to watch something you don't want them to when they're 6 years old. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Well, if they're that young, they shouldn't have Instagram.
Well, I kind of agree. The thing is, if you have social media too early, I have no idea what will happen to you as a like growing up.
No, there's no reason that a kid under the age of like 13 needs to have any sort of social media.
Yeah.
If they want to talk to their friends, like that's FaceTime, I feel like is a great thing because they can call their friends, talk to them on that. They can do it on Wi-Fi at home. But besides that, like go outside and play, go be creative, go do something with art. Like
Actually, AI should be filtering out even some adults and restricting their accounts.
Literally.
No,
How about-
I think once you're
how about
adult-
they set up AI to restrict the people that
Are
literally make
nasty.
accounts to go bully other people?
No,
Right.
here's the
That's
thing.
violation
No.
of the First Amendment.
Listen, I think if you were an adult, you should be able to post and do whatever the you want. Period. End of story. If you want to use AI to block certain people from seeing you, then that's your right.
Well, why do you need
So you should
AI
be
for
able to do
that? You
that.
just do it.
I'm just saying. Well, you could be like, I don't like any people who are like this, and then it can just filter them.
It
all
kind
out
of
for
does
you.
that already because you can put keywords in.
Well, I'm just saying you shouldn't. I don't think it's fair to block the individual from seeing everything.
Yeah.
By like eliminating them from the platform, you can optimize what you see.
Also,
Right.
think
That's your
about
right.
If you
Let them have their rights.
if you do that to a person who's already angry and doing bad things, it's only going to isolate them more, and they're only
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
gonna get
True. I guess
crazier.
it could. Anything can backfire. How about like I wonder if kids now that are in college and high school are gonna come out differently or like struggle in jobs ever because of ChatGPT. Because you can literally do like if I had that like yesterday I went on it and I was like you can literally create like any sort of legal form with it. Like it's insane. If I had that in high school when they would require
Oh
us
my
to do
God,
certain
yeah.
things, look up certain questions, the answer to certain things, like you couldn't find them on Google, but you easily can find them on
Oh my God, I would
ChatGPT
have
now.
absolutely abused ChatGPT.
Well,
in
I
high school.
think that you still,
And I know
you
they
probably
do.
would agree with me. You still, even though you're doing that, and it's like you think that like you're like it's a cheating thing in a way, you still are retaining that information to a degree. Because I have looked up several things on like chat, different things with AI, and I'm just like, I would have never known that. What is it?
GPT.
GPT. I would have never known that stuff, but when I read it, like I learn it.
Yes, you
And
do, but to a
now I
certain
remember
point,
it.
like
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you guys. Do you guys know what chat is? This real? Do you know what that means?
yes,
Oh wait, did we talk about that already?
we did.
Well, I can't remember that.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
think we did.
Mom,
remember
say
that.
chat. Is this real?
Chat, is this real? Wait, I know that TikTokers call their feed chat.
No, it's like people that do Twitch streaming,
Oh,
Yeah,
but like it's become kind
yeah,
of
it's
like
just
a
a
little
joke.
like lingo. People being like,
yeah.
"Chat, is this real?" When they're like, "Is something happening?" You're like kind of talking to like a chat that
group
doesn't
of people
exist.
almost. It's kind of just like asking a group of people. Like
yeah, it's the same thing that I just said on TikTok when I have like a group of people and they're doing a live and they're like, okay, chat, this, and they explain something.
Whose live
call
are
it
you
chat.
watching?
When the
The
hurricanes were going on, I watched this one girl for 12 hours because she was on live for 12
That's
hours.
literally
Talked about
insane
that.
that you were watching her for
Because I
12
wanted
hours.
to see, she kept saying that her house was going to flood.
Okay,
So I was watching it. She was in Florida in
I had some
zone
beef
A.
with probably children on Roblox. It wasn't actual beef, but I was playing that fashion game I was telling you guys about, and the theme of it was 2014, and literal kids play this game, and I know that they probably weren't even born in 2014. Nobody was following the theme, and so I said in the chat, I was like, "Were you guys even alive in 2014? Nobody's following the theme." And then everyone started being so mean to me. And so yeah, then I left the server.
That's why I said, I asked you last time, you're probably the oldest.
So you left because you got bullied?
Yeah, because I was like, I thought it was funny because it's just like, you can tell by the way they type when they're children. I wasn't actually being mean to anyone. I was just like, guys, this isn't the theme. The theme is 2014. Like, were you guys even alive in 2014? And some of them were like, one girl was like, sweetie, I was alive way before 2014. And I was like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, it was probably like 2008 or something.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, I actually can't believe that 2014 was that long ago. That like, it's just crazy. That was like such a huge pivotal year for me. I was 14 years old. Like, I don't know.
I want to play the game. How do I play it?
Download Roblox on your iPad. Oh my God, please. Wait, FaceTime me after.
Can I download it on my phone?
No, I mean, probably, but it's better on the iPad.
I have to charge my
It needs to be
iPad.
bigger, but we could play together and it would be so fun. But it takes a while to kind of like learn the game, but it's so addicting. I'm not even gonna say how many hours I've spent playing this game the last like 2 weeks. But
Would I like it?
I think you'd have a hard time. I would have to like show you how to play it in person, Mom, because there's just so many aspects of it.
Well, when you come home, you can show me.
I will. We can all play.
Although right
together.
now I'm really busy on my iPad, so I can't play any
It's just
games like
such
that.
a fun, like wholesome game. Granted, yeah, I was beefing with some children on it, but anything
not?
like that happens, you just leave the server. There's like
You
200,000
imagine a
people.
55-year-old with like 8-year-old children on
There's
there.
like 200,000 people playing
Sure
this
it
game at
happens.
all time.
How many? 200,000?
Yeah, it tells you how many are active. Because I always knew Roblox was like a big thing with kids and stuff, and I've seen like YouTubers do
Are you
Roblox
looking it up?
videos.
There's a lot of adults.
I'm
who
creating
play
my
it, I think.
account.
Right now?
Claudia,
Yeah.
wait until after the podcast is over.
Yeah, Claudia.
Mom, what are you doing on your iPad that's so important?
Nothing. Writing things.
Oh, writing?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there you go. Now you have another video game you can play with your daughters.
Yeah. Well, me and Dakota play Mario now. We're back into that again
God.
still. I know.
Oh, God. Should
I
read a
know that.
question?
I can't
Fun.
even judge because
I know when you play it because you guys both won't answer the phone for like 2 hours. You won't answer a text
Oh, yeah.
message.
Yeah,
and I'm
Brandon,
like, they're
you know,
definitely
when
playing
FaceTime-
video games.
FaceTimed me yesterday. I didn't answer. It was because I was finishing a round and I was doing so good. And I was like, I have to finish this look and then I'll call him back.
Do you,
my
do you
God.
win something if you like win the round?
Well,
Do you
the
get
thing
anything?
is, there's a first, a second, and a third place. And if you get first, it's just such a good feeling, obviously. If you place at all, everyone sees that. And
Can you
it
get
feels
money?
good. Not real money, but you get like money in the game and you can buy stuff and you can buy new poses to do at the end of the runway. It's honestly,
Wow.
like I understand how it's made.
Sounds
for,
like a life-changing game.
It's the type of game that could be for children. This is like an ad for a game. It could be for children or for adults. Because you're just making outfits. and you
It's
can-
too bad you can't win your outfits and they send them to you.
I know there's some outfits I've made where I'm like, damn, I wish I could wear this in person. But also it inspires me fashion wise in person. I'm looking at people's outfits and seeing like the components of their outfits. And I'm just like,
I was gonna say you literally could get inspiration and be like, or pick out an outfit on here and be like, I'm gonna create this in real
you
life.
genuinely can. But there's also like a learning curve to the game. You kind of have to understand how other people playing the game are thinking if you want to place. There's like a whole...
How did you find it in the first place, Kennedy?
I was watching these YouTubers, these boys on YouTube who I watch. They're like hilarious, and they have their sense of humor is just very tailored to me, and me and Scarlett both love them. And they were playing the game, and it was hilarious. But they were doing such a bad job, and I was like, damn, I could make such good outfits with these themes because every single round they give you a theme that you have to dress for. And then I started playing it, and then I got addicted, and then I very quickly spent the $10 real to get the VIP access, which did I ever tell you guys about how when I was addicted to Candy Crush?
Oh, you were?
Oh my god.
Damn, you're like a middle-aged Midwestern
See, I could
mom.
never get addicted to something like that.
Oh my god, I have, first of all, I have a very, very, very addictive personality, and it's so easy for me to become like obsessed with something, or for me to like, all I want to do is that thing. And oh yeah, Candy Crush. I started playing that, like, first of all, Scarlett had told me that she had a Candy Crush addiction like phase. And I downloaded it during like a hard time or something. I needed some sort of escape. And that game, there could be studies done on that game where it's like a psychological thing. They use psychological tools to bait you to keep spending money. And it works. It works. Because I spent probably, I don't even want to say how much money I spent on Candy Crush. But
Well, you know how much they made per year at their peak?
Remember Temple
oh
Run?
god, how much?
Wait, I think they made like, it was either hundreds of millions or close to a billion.
Oh my god,
it
I
might be
believe it.
multiple billions.
First of all, I joined the Candy Crush
Yeah.
subreddit. I got a lot of subreddits that I'm a part of that are very niche. But if you go on Reddit for like specific things that are actually tailored to you, it actually is a great tool.
Wait,
That's a thumb down.
what made you
Look,
stop?
Thumbs down.
What made you stop the addiction?
Because I was spending too much money. I was like, it was just like a stupid addiction. Being like, I'm addicted to Candy Crush. That's pathetic. Like go to therapy. And
And then you became addicted to Scrabble.
well, Scrabble's a different thing because
Oh,
that
okay,
actually
this is-
exercising my
So this is how
brain.
much Candy Crush made. Oh my god, that's okay. Spending in 2018, they surpassed worldwide total of 1.5 billion for the
Yeah.
year,
That does not surprise me at all.
Oh
averaging
my god.
4.2 million per
Listen,
day.
I
Oh
am
my
someone
God.
who will not,
Per day.
who very, very rarely will rent a movie because I just spending the $3 or $4 feels ridiculous when I pay for so many subscription services. But like when I was playing Candy Crush, I just, you don't understand unless you play it that it literally fucks with your head, and people on the Candy Crush subreddit are like, this game has ruined my life. Genuinely, it's horrible.
They just use every like psychological tactic to get you hyper
God.
addicted and then put you in a corner where you
This
have
is
to
what they
spend
would do,
money.
Brandon. They would get you to a certain level, and then they make it impossible to pass that level, no matter how good you are at the game, no matter what. Impossible. Like, I know it's in the code that they make it so that you can't pass it unless you spend money. And then if you don't touch the app for like 2 weeks, you come back, you'll pass that level right away. They make
Oh,
it
that is
easy.
wrong.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're just manipulating the level. Yeah, that's f***ed up.
So manipulative.
Well, okay, so if you want to fly through it faster, you have to spend money to get power-ups and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can make it through
Brandon's
that
getting
game,
ideas for his
people-
app.
people
No,
have-
I've already researched everything about Candy Crush,
people have played.
and I think it's f***ed up.
It's so up. Like, genuinely, I would not be surprised if people are in Candy Crush like support groups. Because like
Yeah.
there was one woman who spent all of her college savings for her kids on Candy Crush.
Oh my
That was
god.
like that
I
was
mean,
a
yeah, it
story.
makes sense. That's what an addiction does.
That's
Yeah.
She's like,
terrible.
I gotta pass it. I gotta get to level 100. What level did you get
she
to?
needs
I can't remember. I don't remember. I think Scarlett got to like 2000 something.
It just keeps going forever.
Oh my god, there's people
That's
on Reddit who are on like
that's crazy.
15,000.
Yeah.
That-
Imagine how much money that took.
Some of them claim that they did it without spending any money.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be impressive. That would be impressive. But I highly doubt it. Mom, don't even download the app.
Yeah,
I'm not
seriously?
addicted like that.
That would be game
I'm not
over.
addicted like that anyway.
No,
not to that.
You'd think
Candy
that,
Crush.
that a
no.
stupid game like Candy Crush wouldn't be addictive, but it's something about the visuals and the sounds, especially if you're like an anxious / ADHD person. Like, they know what to do to get you, and all of these games are tailored towards people who have anxiety and ADHD. Like, I just think
Yeah,
there's
I have enough with Mario Party.
Well, the
and
games,
Hogwarts. It's good.
the more people that play the games, the more data they have, and they can just keep making it more addicting. So they have all of this data. They can optimize it based on like the patterns and
Well,
just make it hyper addicting for people.
Those people need to just do the psychedelic mushrooms and break their habits.
Maybe.
I think maybe
Go
I'll
to
do
a
mushrooms
psychedelic
when
doctor.
maybe I'll do mushrooms when I'm staying at Claudia's so that she can trip sit me.
No, you won't.
I'm waiting for Claudia to say no, you
fuck?
won't.
Kate said if I did it, she would trip sit me.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it for a little bit.
Brandon,
Me,
gonna wait.
Dakota, and Kate should do it. And Kennedy.
You can do it at Brandon's house.
We can lock ourselves in your
Yeah,
house.
you can do it
No,
at
we
my
should do it at
house.
my house.
Kate will watch you.
No,
Do it at my
She's a nurse.
house
Claudia's
with
house-
13 cats.
Claudia's house would be the perfect. No. I'm not doing it at the house where I grew up. Are you?
Yeah, she has
There's
some, like,
13
demonic
cats there,
flashbacks.
though.
don't care.
They would keep your anxiety down.
No, they wouldn't. I would literally look at my
Yeah, you'd
bedroom.
end up eating one of them by accident.
Okay, that's
You'd
not
what?
what. That's not what mushrooms
End up
does
eating
to
one
you.
of them by accident.
I know. What
Oh, you mean the
mushrooms does
cats
to
eating
you.
one?
Oh, what?
Or Kennedy eating one?
We should,
What?
we should sneak some in Claude's protein shakes.
Oh, God, it'd be horrible.
Fuck up.
That's so cruel. Cruel.
I feel like me and Brandon on shrooms would be hilarious because the conversations we have sober are already like such shroom conversations. But one thing
I can't
Brandon,
believe.
would you
what-
take edibles with me?
I don't know because I've done edibles. I've
I don't
smoked
like them.
plenty in the past, and it makes me feel so dumb.
Can you believe that there's
You don't need to
commercials?
smoke again.
Can you believe there's commercials about children, about adults keeping their edibles away from children because children have been getting them. It's really not funny at all. Getting them and eating them because they think they're candy.
Oh my
Like
God, yeah.
what
I can
dumb
only-
adult leaves them around
That's
where
a-
children
that's
can
a
get
pretty
them?
Parent.
I
Or
can
even
only
pets.
imagine because some of them seriously taste better than actual candy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
a kid won't know. They just see a gummy
my
and be like,
God,
"I want to
no.
eat that."
Some of them literally look like candy packets or candy jars. Like, ugh,
Yeah, that's crazy.
If I had children, I would keep them in a locked box.
Some kids are pretty smart though.
And then
they'll
how
find a
about the
way
ones
to-
that make true like desserts? Like my friend,
sound like
my
I
friend
said.
actually made.
It made it sound like I said if I had children, I would keep them in a locked
Yeah, I was literally about to be like, then maybe
No,
you
not the
shouldn't have
children.
children.
No, she meant the
edibles.
candy.
the weed in a locked box. not
Yeah,
the
but
child.
how
I knew what
about
she said.
families? Like my friend was making like gourmet desserts and leaving them in her freezer. It was like ice cream sundaes that was all like with cannabis in it.
Does she have kids?
So if like a kid, she didn't have kids, but
doesn't
like,
matter.
can you imagine if it's like around and like
you
the
just-
kid
you
comes
just
home from
don't make
school and
those.
sees this like ice cream sundae and like devours it?
Well, that just sounds like an extremely irresponsible parent to me.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of them out there, so.
Yeah, no
Or there's stories out there that their kids like what would happen? Their kids just like pass the out for like 2 days.
Yeah,
They take
I
him to
don't
the
know.
hospital
If you're
and,
like a
like-
small kid and you eat like a full dose of an edible,
You know what happens all the time,
I can't imagine that. That's torture.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't know what's happening.
right?
Yeah.
Or a
You'd
dog.
think you were
I've
dying.
read about dogs doing it and getting up and eating a whole bag of
Dude, I think
gummies.
dogs are a lot smarter than people think.
Well, they would still eat that.
Well, dogs eat anything.
No, I know. I was just saying in general, like, I don't know. I just think with the things that dogs can learn, like, why can't they just understand everything? We're
Rooster's
saying?
really smart.
I just think some dogs are smarter than others. The same as like how some humans are just smarter than
Depends
others.
on
How
how
much
much you
bigger
work
is
with them.
He's
Rooster?
so smart.
He's a big
He's
skinny
big.
boy.
Is he a lot? Is he like a lot bigger than from when I was last there?
He probably weighs more
Probably.
than you now.
He reminds me of Timothée Chalamet.
What?
His body, little skinny
Mom.
thing.
He looks nothing
Skinny
like
thing, big
Timothée
head.
Chalamet. He's not really been
He's like-
skinny. He's gained a lot of muscle.
I think he's thin.
That's just that
might
kind
be
of
the
breed.
funniest thing Mom ever said. That your
Claudia should have
dog's
gotten
body.
a curly wig for him.
dog's
Mom, I
body.
She could've
think you
dressed
might be
him
on
up.
shrooms right now.
Literally, are you?
That
He's
would
a
be
rooster looks like
hilarious.
Timothée Chalamet.
As a dog.
Okay, that's some Gen Z humor right there because people
Thin.
find that hilarious. If you put him in a wig and said
Yeah,
my dog's
curly
Timothée
wig.
Chalamet for Halloween because of his body type.
He's not that skinny though. He
He's
has way
thin.
too much muscle to be Timothée Chalamet.
That's not true. Timothée Chalamet.
Ooh, Timmy, he took his
Don't-
shirt
don't
off.
body
He looked
shame him.
very.
I'm not
Wait.
body shaming him, but my dog definitely has more muscle than
We
him.
were watching him when we were trying to watch Dune. That's hard to watch. Dune.
What do you mean it's hard to watch?
I don't know. It was just I was kind of bored. Have to be honest. In the
Mom,
beginning,
you like the cheesy movies. That's why.
It was like-
stick to Wonka.
almost halfway through. Yeah, I loved Wonka. Loved it. But
You
I was
like the
like
kids'
watching it. It
movies.
was like almost halfway through, and I still was like waiting
the
for it
first
to
one's
like.
a little slow.
Yeah.
So I should just jump right into the
No,
second one.
Just give it time.
I watched the first 15 minutes of it like a while ago when it came out, and I was just like, I can't do this tonight. Like I know I would like it.
Right.
I know
You have
it's
to
good.
really be in the mood to
Yeah,
like
but I'm never
watch.
in the mood to watch like serious, slow-paced things like that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. They have to do that as a
As a
fantasy
build-up,
movie because
right.
if
No,
you
I
go too
know.
fast, then it's f***ing cheesy because it's a fake world.
I know, that's
why
Like,
I'm
you got to
sure-
do the world building.
I'm sure it's an amazing movie. I mean, I know it's a really good movie, and everyone involved in it is super talented. I just like
Well,
Oh, hi,
we'll
Murphy.
we'll try to watch it every 15 minutes. See if we can get it going at some point. But then by that point, the whole movie will be over.
Yeah, just don't watch it too late so you don't fall asleep.
And we did.
Are we gonna
I
do
started
questions?
to.
Yeah, let's do
Come
a
here, Murph.
question.
try to make it a one that we haven't.
That we have never answered before.
Yeah, I feel like
like everybody always asks the same things or says
Yeah,
the
they're
same
always
similar
the-
things though.
Similar question in like a different form.
Yeah,
At least
if
the
you
ones
guys
that you
want to
pick.
leave a question for us, the phone number is in the description. Just send something super random that no one else has asked before. Right, Murph?
It can be literally anything. Does not have to pertain to us at all. Actually, better if it doesn't.
First of all, I just want to start this by saying I've been watching Kenny's videos since I was 15 and I'm now 22.
Wow.
I feel like at least 20% of life advice I got was from Kenny's videos.
Damn.
That's good. I was wondering what advice you could give for struggling to get out of bed and not rotting in bed and doom scrolling on TikTok. I have anxiety and I'm struggling to go outside of my house and in public, so I was wondering if you guys had any advice on how to conquer this. Also, is Brandon going to be bringing back the vlogs on his second channel? I grew up with 2 sisters and a brother, and it's so refreshing to see all your sibling content because it reminds me of me and my siblings.
That's beautiful.
Take it away, Kennedy.
Yeah, Kendi, you probably answer this best.
Wait, I have to think about it for a second. I would say with anything like that, anything depression related, the best way to look at it is one step at a time instead of sitting there and thinking about all the things you need to do, all the things you're not doing. Find like one thing and then think about the first step towards that thing and then do that first step and then take the next step. So if you're laying in bed and you're doom scrolling and you're depressed and whatever and you're thinking, God, I should be doing my laundry. My laundry's building up. Think, okay, what's the first step I need to do my laundry right now? And obviously it'd be getting out of bed. And for me, that would be sorting my laundry into piles of whites, darks, and colors, which is like a very mundane example. But that's just what helps me is just, first of all, deciding that I want to get out of this mindset and that I love myself enough and I feel like I'm worthy enough to get myself out of this mindset and stop just letting myself be someone who I don't want to be. And then just taking it one step at a time and trying not to get overwhelmed by all the things I need to do. And also therapy and medication is very, very helpful and it exists for a reason.
I was just going to say.
And I really don't care what
say that.
anyone says about medication. It has fully changed my life and helped me become the person that I actually want to be. And it doesn't work for everyone. That's fine. Everyone is figuring out their own stuff. But for me, it has changed my life. And I don't have anything bad to say about Zoloft because it's literally only done good things for me. Besides make me sweat really horribly at night. But if I can go outside and exist and be a person, I don't really care about sweating at night. So yeah, I would say also just the fact that you're writing in and asking for advice is a good thing. And, you know, the situations are temporary and it's corny to say, but it gets better. And then it gets worse again. And then it gets better again. And then it gets worse again. And that's life.
I have a potential solution. I mean, I feel like I have the opposite problem where like I don't stay in bed long enough. Like when Kate wants me to some mornings, I'll just wake up right away and start working on something. But what I would say is, I know this is really hard to do, but I think it could be useful to just like temporarily delete all the apps that you're just sinking all of your time into and try to just do other things, like do something artsy, draw something, just go on a walk.
Yeah,
just
I
do like really
agree.
simple,
Anything-
basic things that you might consider boring, and just
Anything that's
force yourself to do
grounding.
those.
It's grounding stuff because
Yeah,
being
and
on
then
your
once you feel better,
I feel like the
Yeah.
least grounding thing that you can do is be on your phone because you're existing in this like digital space where it is so easy for people to come on here, say anything, post anything. Like you can completely fabricate a life, a story, whatever online. And you're consuming so much in such a short amount of time too that like I don't think our brains are necessarily know how
well,
to.
the thing is, you've gotten so used to things being hyper fast paced that it's hard for you to operate in the real world because things are a lot slower paced. Doing your laundry is a lot slower paced than sitting on TikTok and getting fed a million things per hour.
Yeah, and
I
also,
really truly also believe that like if you can't even make that first step of like what Kennedy said is just like getting out of bed, I would say, and you have your phone, I know you just said get rid of it, but if you look up something positive that's a really good like audio, just close your eyes and listen to it. It absolutely has gotten me out of some really bad moods and makes you actually want to
Speaking
take that
of that-
step.
No, I have another piece of advice that I actually did.
Let me say mine before I lose it. Also, the book Law of Attraction. If you're struggling to figure out what you want in life, to figure out what you want to do, whatever, if you're just struggling in general, I highly recommend listening to that audiobook because even if you don't, I was talking to Brandon about it yesterday. I just think that it offers a lot of wisdom about life and how you should be viewing life and yourself and what you want out of life. And I just think it has a good message that has helped me personally.
Yeah, what I was going to say is one thing I did because I didn't want to straight up delete all the apps is rather I went into each one of them, primarily Instagram because I wasn't really ever a TikTok user, but they're kind of the same thing. But I went into Instagram and rather than like all out deleting it, what I did is I unfollowed anyone that I no longer really communicate with. And then I pretty much muted everybody. And the reason I did that was not to like be an ass towards people and mute them because I didn't want to see their content. It was more so I could curate my feed to be as positive as possible and aim in the direction that I wanted to actually aim in. So it started only showing me things that were of direct value. And then I wouldn't sit on it as long because I would like go on real quick, kind of get what I needed and then leave it.
Yeah,
I didn't
it cleans
fall into
up.
this endless
It cleans
loophole.
up brain clutter, basically.
Yeah, it's like
Trains
the
your
same
brain.
as cleaning out your closet. Your closet, when your closet gets all crowded, you can't find what you're looking for anymore, and it kind of drives you crazy. It's the same thing with a social media app. It gets bloated and it starts shoving too much in your face at all times. Clean it out and start fresh
you
again.
Control your own For You page. Sounds stupid, but it's true. Like you're controlling what you see.
Exactly. And I know we talk about social media a lot, but most people are probably spending half of their day staring at it anyway. So that is now your reality. So change what the you're seeing.
I know,
You,
my
you have full
Instagram-
control over doing that.
My Instagram homepage is all of these like, I don't know if you guys know what Hope Core is, but it's just like positive little things to help you get through life basically and give you like hope and just it's good feelings and good energy. And I get all of these little like messages basically, or they're like, I post them sometimes on my story when I see one that I really like, but they're just like positive affirmations almost. And
Yeah, you literally can like make yourself
pops up in on my Instagram. So instead of seeing like, I don't know, something that would f me up mentally, I'm seeing like happy little messages that inspire me to keep going, go do something, whatever. Like,
Yeah, just simply ask yourself this. When you go on your Instagram or your TikTok site, ask yourself, is this a reflection of me and what I want to be when I look down all of these posts?
Yeah.
If it's not, then you got to start like unfollowing, not
it's
liking
not-
things that you shouldn't be. It will keep feeding you things to feed on your like anger or your fears or whatever the situation
I
is.
feel like a lot of people don't take social media as seriously as they should because like I feel like a lot of people just don't understand how much it impacts their brain, especially your subconscious brain, and how whatever you are consuming and watching and having feelings about, that is more important than you realize. Like especially if you're spending so much time on social media, scrolling. Like, it's just, it has more power over your mind than you think. So you want to control what you see. You don't want to just be watching these
Yeah, in a way, everything that exists right now, like social media, ChatGPT, it's like an extension of your mind. So you have your mind, and then you have all of these tools and stuff. Before, in the past, it was books, and they had radio, then they had TV. Now they have social media. Now they have ChatGPT. So these are all extensions of you. You can either use them to turn your mind further into chaos, or you can use it to better yourself. And actually, it becomes almost like a superpower that you have access to these things. So you just need to use it for the right reason. Social media is not terrible. It's terrible if you use it terribly. So you just have to remember that. The same way you can use AI terribly.
Well, I don't think it's
if I didn't have,
I don't think
go ahead.
it's social media that's terrible. I think it's human beings that are terrible, or can be terrible, and obviously can use something the wrong way. But like I said, just how there's different subreddits on Reddit where you can go and see people talking about a very specific issue or topic or whatever that you want to talk about. Like, Reddit's a horrible app in many ways, but it's also community building. So
yeah, just remember that you have full control over what you're seeing, and it's up to you to be able to curate that.
Yeah, if I didn't have those audios, I would not have gotten over it.
Marf, no.
Those audios that I listened to like saved my life in many ways, many times.
yeah.
And then I also didn't listen to certain music, because certain music definitely is triggering. So only happy music or no music.
What is that, like old music or just sad songs?
Just sad songs, or anything that like would bring back like memories, like that would have like that feeling to it, like that sad nostalgic feeling to it that I still can't sometimes. Like I'll listen to a song and it triggers my mind from when I was like 3 years old, sitting in the back of my parents' car, and I get sad because I'm like, oh my God, like my grandparents are gone now, and all these people, and it makes me so sad. I can't even listen to those songs. Sometimes. Depends. So I just don't. So, whatever. Books. One book saved me.
What book?
I think it was oh God, what was it called? The Dance of the something Souls. It was so good. It was a short little book by Robert Burney, and it was like the best book because it was literally, he was an addict and drinking, so it had nothing to do with anything like how I was, but the fact of what he was saying and how he was saying it literally got me feeling better, and I was just like able to get up and just like move forward to the next step.
I think
The Dance of the Wounded Souls. That's what it was.
In my opinion, is if you're in a bad place and if you're doing bad, the very first step, if you want to get better, is to want to get better. Which sounds corny saying it, but it's literally true. Like, you're not going to get better if you don't actually want to live a better life and be a better version of yourself that you actually are proud of and like and enjoy spending time with.
Yeah. I also think you should remember that it's kind of supposed to be difficult. So if you're looking for like a really easy solution to get out of it or fix it, it's normally not the best one. Usually the more difficult solution will be more satisfying in the long run. So just keep that in mind. It's not supposed to be easy. So, and like Kendi said, one step at a time. Thank you for watching, guys. If you want to leave a text message, and we'll answer it in the podcast, then it's in the description. Just send a text message to that phone number. And yeah. Do you guys have anything else?
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.